We're going to look now at how we paint our project. So you will need a few materials. The first one is you'll need a container with water. You'll need a paintbrush. You'll need the 3 primary colors, so red, yellow, and blue. And then you'll need something to mix your paints on. For this, I'm using these small containers. You can also use a piece of wax paper, a plate, the lid of your painting tray, whatever you have available. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to choose one of the primary colors to paint our first section. Usually before I get everything else out and ready, I'll go and add water to each one of my paint tray colors. The longer the water sits in the paint tray, the brighter the pigment becomes and the smoother the paint will go on. So usually I try to add the water right at the beginning of class. Okay, so our next step is we need to choose one of our primary colors to paint in our first section. I'm going to choose yellow to start with because yellow is the lightest of the 3 colors. So that will benefit me in a couple ways. The main reason is that the water will take a little longer to get dirty, so I can get a little more use out of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna paint all of the shapes and the letter that are not overlapping this line that we drew. So any of the shapes that overlap that line, I'm going to leave for now. So I'm going to get started getting some yellow on. Usually when I paint, I like to paint the outline first, and then I can paint the inside a little bit quicker. It's okay if you go over the pencil marks, we'll erase those later on. Paint the outline and then the inside. Again, you can start with red or blue as well. I'm personally choosing yellow. Okay, so it looks like I got all of the shapes that are not touching this line. Again, any shapes that are touching that line, I need to leave alone to begin with. So now, those shapes are going to transition into the next color. That's why I wanted to wait to paint those. So in order to have them transition into the next color, I need to make my next color. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to my yellow because I'm going to need a lot of that pigment. Okay, then I'm going to get whatever I'm mixing my paint on. In this case, I'm using this container. I'm going to get some of that yellow pigment in here. You need quite a bit of it because you are going to be filling the whole next section with this next color. So I'm just dipping my brush in. Getting it on there. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more water for later when I need that color. Okay, so now I have my yellow. So I'm gonna choose either blue or red to mix it with. In this case, I'm gonna go with red. Since red is a stronger color than yellow, you are not going to need that much red to create the orange you're after. It's a pretty good orange. I'm gonna add a little more red. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I have my orange, so I have my next color. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna wash out my brush. And then I want to paint yellow up to the line where my color transitions. So I'm going to outline. And I'm going to fill in the shape yellow. It's okay if you go a little over the line. And then where it switches, I'm going to use my orange. The outline, fill in the inside, and then I'm actually going to blend into the next color. If you feel like it's not blending very well, a good option is to wash out your brush, squeeze out the water, and then go over top where that transition is, and that will blend it in a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my next shape. So I'm gonna paint it in yellow, and then where it switches to a different color, I'm gonna add orange. And blend it out. Down here I'm gonna outline yellow, and then where I switch over the line, I'm gonna go with the next color. And that one did not blend very well. So I'm going to rinse out my brush, squeeze the water out, and then go over top. That looks better. Ooh, that one got really watery. So something I can do with that, again, rinse out the brush, squeeze out the water, and then go over top, and that'll pick up some of that. Okay, then I'm gonna take this orange that I created, and I'm going to paint in all of the sections that are in this next piece right here, but the shapes and the letters that cross over the line, I am not going to paint yet. So basically, it's just those two, because this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all cross over the line. So when I'm at this point where I have all of them that do not cross painted, now I need to figure out which color will be third. So since I used yellow and red to make orange, my red is gonna be my color that's right here. If I mixed my yellow with blue, then this would be green and this would be blue. But since I mixed my yellow with red, this will be orange, because yellow plus red equals orange. Okay, so I'm going to get my orange and color in my section. I'm going to outline it. The reason we didn't Sharpie before was because if you make mistakes or go outside the lines or inside the lines, you can kind of correct those with your Sharpie later. Okay, so I'm gonna do orange, and then the very edge is going to be red. Red in there, and then blend it out. I'll dip it in the water, squeeze the water out, kind of go over top to blend it a little better. That one I didn't do great on, but it'll still look nice. I'm kind of getting close to running out of orange. I might have to mix a little more up here. I've got orange, transitioning into red. And then I'm just going to continue. These other divisions, I started in red, and everything else started in blue. Good girl. Oh, the heart's so far. Last two green, so I'm just going to do a little bit blue and a lot of yellow. Gosh, my gosh, that time, so we're going to reach on the left side. Oh, that way, nice.